How's it going, everyone? I'm Landon with LMR.com. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 Resto's power steering cooler tube kits designed for the Fox body Mustangs. The power steering cooler tubes from 5 Resto are definitely going to appeal to several Fox owners out there who are needing this part to complete their current project. Both of the 5 Resto cooler tubes are pre-bent with factory-style mounting brackets to ensure a great fit and finish. Each of the ends are flared just like the original tubes, and then they're coated in an OE-like black finish to ensure a long service life. Now let's talk a little bit about fitment. There's going to be a power steering cooler tube for 1983 to 1989 cars and 1990 to 1993 cars. Now the reason for the two different cooler tubes is the addition of an airbag in 1990. Forged placement of the airbag module required them to retool the power steering cooler tube. In the box, you're going to get one power steering cooler tube specific to your year model of your choosing and new hardware to install. So to get started with the removal, I would recommend removing the front bumper, as this is going to make life a heck of a lot easier. You can check out our detailed video on how to do this. You'll also want to safely lift and support the car. With the bumper removed, dislodge the lower push pin securing the frame rail splash shield to the core support. Place a drain pan or bucket underneath the cooler tube hoses. Depress each of the spring clamps and move them down the hose. Pull the lower hose off of the cooler tube. It may help if you use a pry tool and the core support as leverage. Of course, when doing this, be sure you don't damage the hose. Do the same for the upper hose. While the fluid is draining, loosen and remove the two 8mm retaining bolts. Now you can wipe both of the ends of the tube and install some vacuum caps. Doing this will prevent any fluid from running out of the tube when you remove it from the car. Pull the tube through the core support and then down to remove it from the car. Go ahead and remove the factory speed nut if it's still there. You can now use this opportunity to clean the area. Install the provided speed nut. Before installing the new cooler tube, I would recommend flushing it with compressed air to remove any potential foreign material that may be inside of the tube. Position the new cooler tube into place. Remember, the cooler tube is positioned behind the hood release cable. Loosely thread 2 of the provided bolts, and then you can fully tighten. Wipe down the hoses with a towel and some quality brake clean. Install the lower hose. Install the upper hose and reposition the clamp. Just a friendly reminder, the upper hose is connected to the pump, just in case you forgot. Reinstall the frame rail splash shield push pin into the core support. Check over your work one last time. Go ahead and reinstall the front bumper if you removed it, and then you can get the car on the ground. At this time, you can remove the cap from the power steering reservoir and add the correct fluid. I typically fill the reservoir up halfway and then reinstall the cap. Start the car and let it run for a few seconds and then shut it off. Remove the cap again, add some more fluid, and then reinstall the cap. Start the car again, let the pump move fluid through the system. Since you're trying to push any air out of the system, don't allow the pump to pull the fluid out of the reservoir, as this will just reintroduce air back into circulation. You'll have to do this a few times, and then you can drive the car to get the fluid to operating temperature. Then you can check the fluid level and add any additional fluid until it reaches the specification marked on the dipstick, which can be found attached to the cap. After that, you're good to go. For those of you that have been a part of the channel for a while, know that I thoroughly enjoy restoration parts, and these 5.0 Resto power steering cooler tubes definitely fall within that enjoyment category. Fitment was right on the money, the black finish looks really good, and they come with new hardware. If you're considering a new power steering cooler tube, keep in mind that this could be the right opportunity to perform a complete power steering fluid flush if that is something you've been putting off for quite some time now. Of course, for the most current product information, pricing, and availability on anything you may have seen in this video, be sure and reference lmr.com. To see more how-to and review videos covering industry-leading products, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share this video with your friends, and don't forget to turn on notifications. That way you're notified every time we release new content. Don't forget to check out our other videos, and for all things 1979 to present Mustang and SVT lighting, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, lmr.com.